two tiny little books. Two tiny little books in French. Normally I say the title, but these are really unrelated in any way, except that they're both very small. And I haven't read this one. Okay, what's the idea here? Well, these are both in French, even though this is Cormack McCarthy's The Road. It's been translated into French. I actually have a Folio Society edition of The Road, which is in a different video. Anyway, that's in French, and this is Marcel Proust's. It's the first volume of Remembrance of Things Past, or Temps Perdu. I kind of forget what it's called in French, but his very famous and very, very long work that I have not read. But this is the first part of it that in English is often translated as Swann's Way. But what's kind of cool about these books, you may see the way that I've oriented them, is that that's actually how they're printed. So the idea is that you'll sit there and read it like this. Now the guy who suckered me into buying these, he said, well, the reason was because you would sit in the metro and you would read your book, and you could do it with one hand. So you could just hold it with one hand. And afterwards I thought, well, you could hold any little book with one hand. You still need the other hand to turn the page comfortably. But I think maybe this way, if it were like this, the font would have to be smaller to get a reasonable line on there, a number of words. Whereas if you orient it this way, you can get a good, comfortable line without having the font be too small. And the font's not that small. It's very clear. Interestingly, it's sans serif font. Sort of opens up this way. And the other is just the same, the Road. So sure, you can hold it like this and you can read the whole, it's a comfortable sized font and you read it this way. Whereas like this, maybe it just wouldn't be able to fit as much on there. I say he suckered me. These were $5 each. It's not a big deal. What he told me was that it didn't work out. That the publisher thought this would be a great idea, but that for whatever reason it didn't sell, and so they don't do anymore. But I'm not sure. I haven't looked into any of that. This is just what the bookseller told me. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool, and I'm always on the lookout for little books because I think I don't know. I like them. I have a thing for them. So here we have two books, one originally in English, The Road by Cormack McCarthy, La Route, and one in the original French, côté, chez, Swann, which in English is usually, as I say, translated to Swann's Way. And there we go.